Good evening and welcome to the Chrissy B Show, which is titled tonight, Who's Got You Dancing? My show tonight is about the positives and negatives of music and dance. Now, music has always been a powerful art form and can be very inspirational, but unfortunately, if used wrongly, it can also encourage destructive behavior, especially amongst youth. Certain hip-hop tracks or artists, for example, are known for promoting and glamorizing gangs, gun crime, the taking of drugs, derogatory behavior, and also belittling women. My guest tonight are musician and singer-songwriter Craig Brauns, who is going to be giving us a performance later on, and D7, who's the founder of D-Youngaz dance group. And also later on, we're going to be looking forward to a live performance from the London street crew God's Gift. So, would like to ask you the question, how has music and dance influenced you? For our older viewers, what do you think of the kind of music and dancing we have nowadays? You can tweet me at Chrissy B Show, or you can call 020-7686-6300 to tell us live on the show. Or you can also email me, chris@chrissybshow.tv. But first, let's talk to our first guest, which is Craig, who will also be performing later on with a lovely song. Aren't you, Craig?
Yeah.
How are you doing? So thanks so much for coming to the show.
Not too bad. Thanks for having us.
It's lovely to see you here. So tell me about when you first got into music. How old were you when you realised you were interested?
Well, enjoy listening to music or being involved in music?
In general.
Listening to music, probably always. Probably as a little kid, just whatever your parents were playing.
Yeah.
Some Motown, Queen, just whatever, you know. But actually interested in being involved in music. Probably started at high school. A few friends started a heavy metal band, and they recruited me as the drummer. And just straight away, I just loved the idea of being in a group and like the camaraderie of it.
Yeah.
And then a few years later, my brother was in a group doing 60s music, and that was it then. I thought, this is it. This is what I'm doing forever. This is brilliant.
Okay, so it's basically a huge part of your life then?
Yeah, oh, absolutely, yeah, of course, yeah.
Okay.
I can't see myself ever doing anything else, really. I mean, I'll always be have a day job or something, but I'll always be making some noise in somewhere.
So when did you actually know you had a good voice, or did you always sort of... Because I heard you rehearsing before, and you've got a fantastic voice, I have to say. I can't wait for you guys to hear it as well.
Well, I hadn't. I started off, I was pretty appalling, tone deaf, yeah, flat. But I was just...
Is that possible, though, to have, to be really bad at one point? Because,
Yeah.
you know, sometimes when you see these contestants on the X Factor and they're, really awful, some of them. Sorry, but they're not so
No, they are.
good.
They're terrible,
so
all
good.
of them.
And then is it really possible to turn your voice around like that?
Yeah, I think so. Well, I sort of did. As far as being in tune, I was completely tone deaf at the beginning. Wow. And it was just, I was just so wanted to be good.
How did you get so good then? What did you do?
No, it just kept going. Drank some beer.
Yeah?
No, I don't know. Just keep turning up.
Yeah, okay. So you obviously must work really hard then, so it must take some discipline, or is it just, do you see it as just like, I'm doing what I enjoy kind of thing?
I suppose when you think of sort of the word hard work, it's hard to sort of... Yeah, I suppose you do work hard, but you don't consider it hard work because you love what you're doing so much, you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, I mean, I've played nearly every night this week, and I'm a little bit shattered, but it's like, but it were all worth it. It's like...
Now, I know, I just wanted to get your opinion as well, some of the music that we hear nowadays. Some of it isn't very positive, is it? So, how do you see the negative kind of music that you see out there? What would you say about that?
I suppose that, you know, the sort of the R&B stuff that you get, you know, with all the hip hop gangster artists or whatever. I mean, that's all a little bit vulgar because it's all obsessed with material wealth. And I think that's probably a bad message, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like limousines, women, champagne, bling, and all that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I think that's not a good message, I don't think, to people. But some of the music's all right, though. Yeah,
but, it really depends, doesn't it? Yeah. And actually, I just had something from, let me find it, rapper and soul star Plan B. He spoke earlier this year, actually, about young people not having any respect for authority. And he does link it to music, and he says, I think the reason why we didn't have respect for authority was that we felt that we were ignored by society, that we didn't belong to it. And so we wouldn't listen to anyone apart from our favourite rappers. We would let this music raise us, and though most of us will never meet those artists in our lives, their words are what guided us. Unfortunately, some of those words are negative. Within hip-hop, there's some that romanticizes street life and being a gangster and selling drugs. But there's also conscious hip-hop. I was a fan of conscious hip-hop. Maybe that's the type that you were saying was all right. I was a fan of the hip hop that was like poetry. It was like reading a book and it changed your life. Just one sentence could change your life. I realized that this was a powerful tool and I wanted to change things. I wanted to change the stuff that I read in the paper or the stuff that I came in direct contact with, which I didn't. So you can see there, like some kids, obviously, they're listening to rap because they don't have respect for authority. So that's not, it's not really good. But why do you think so many youths are influenced by music so much, do you think? Positively or negatively?
Why? Oh, music's music, isn't it? It just, it gets you there whenever, people are always going to be into it. I think it will always, well, this is it, like bands that play guitars, which is predominantly what I listen to. Apparently, in the 60s, that was going to be over with, and it's still going strong today, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's just, I think people just will never be sick and tired of someone making some racket on some stage, you know what I mean?
How often do you play and sing?
At the moment, it's about twice a week. 2 or 3 times a week, just in local bars, clubs, whatever. Now,
there's a lot of, obviously, youngsters that want to get into actually older people as well, that want to get into the music industry, but you were telling me earlier that it's quite pressured, isn't it? Can you tell us about some of the things
I was kind of
that you
involved briefly a few years ago. Any advice I'd give to any young people, I suppose, would be grow an extremely thick skin and... and that's about it, really. And,
what were some of the difficulties, do you think?
Well, in my experience, it's like you can one minute, have a manager, an agent, a record label, be on a bus with your mates on tour. Everything seems to be going to plan, and then with the blink of an eye, you're just at home on your own watching Coronation Street. You know what I mean? And it's like,
why is that though? Is it like people not managed properly, or
there's so many variables. It's just like it's mental. So the music industry is not that connected to actual music. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's just a mad little random little planet. And but it's a laugh though. And I wouldn't tell
you look like you have fun.
Yeah, always. I wouldn't tell anybody not to get involved.
Yeah.
I'd say,
I think you have to be ready, because there are some people that, being like, for example, famous or being on TV, performing in front of people, it's like they're everything. And like if they don't get that, or if, for example, they try and they don't achieve what they want, it's like they're crushed by it and they can't sort of think of doing anything else.
Yeah.
So I think when it gets to that point, it can be really dangerous for someone. But if it's a person that, okay, if I make it, it's great, but even if I don't, it's my hobby, I like doing it, I like performing in front of friends, family, stuff like that, then that's a kind of different matter, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true. I suppose then the best advice ever would be just don't take yourself too seriously.
Yeah, and be ready, because you have to work hard as well, don't
exactly,
you?
yeah.
Okay, let's see what someone else said as well. You all know this person, musician Tinchy Strider. He says, young people face so many challenges and are so stereotyped. From where I'm sitting, it's often thought that young people have no vision and no aim, and that's simply not the case. Young people get classed as just a hoodie on the street corner, but everyone has a story. Often they want to speak out, but feel that no one is listening. I often felt frustrated growing up, but thankfully I had music. Not everyone is so lucky. We all do things we regret when we're growing up that we feel we have to do because of peer pressure. Kids need somewhere to channel their positive energy. So do you think then that, music is a great way to channel
absolutely,
positive energy?
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, absolutely. If somebody got into music and by them getting into music, it stopped them from being involved in bad stuff, then of course that's fantastic, isn't it? That's great.
So you write many songs, don't you? Can you tell us about some of the songs that you've written?
Yeah, I've written hundreds of songs, but I think there's only about 6 or 5 of them that I think are any good. And,
I'm sure there's more.
Well, I don't know. It's just it's just something that I just constantly do forever, even if nobody hears it. You know what I mean? It's just.
When do you get inspired to write something? Are you just sort of sitting there thinking, right now I've got to write a song, or you just like it comes to you like?
I just sort of sat around strumming a guitar and something happens and it turns into something or not. And yeah, pretty much. And I'll probably just be writing forever. It's like it's a compulsion, I think. Yeah. It's like an addiction.
Tell us about the song you're going to sing for us in a while.
It's just this little tune I made up about a year ago. It's called Still a Way to Go, and it's just kind of getting over something. Could be anything, breaking up with somebody or losing somebody or anything. It's about, it's about loss, but it's kind of sort of uplifting in this sort of way as well. I find.
And have you performed it anywhere else already?
Yeah, all over Kentish Town and Camden and, and probably Leeds.
All right, okay then. So now a lot more people are going to actually watch you sing.
Well, hopefully, yeah.
Yes, they will. All right, but before you perform, Craig, we're going to actually go to a video about someone, Julie Wyatt at Visible Noise. She's talking about music influence, and then straight after that, we're going to hear your lovely song.
Can I say hello to my mum?
You can. Oh yes, please do.
Is that all right?
Which camera?
This camera.
Yeah.
Mum, Dave, Ryan, rock and roll. I'll see you on Saturday night.
All right, so hello, Mummy. Give her a wave. All right, so let's just go to this video, and then we'll be back with Craig singing his wonderful song.
Here we are on Portobello Road, about to go into Visible Noise to speak to Julie Weir there. We're going to talk to her about British culture, self-expression and image, and music's influence on this. Hi Julie, thanks a lot for chatting to us today. So what exactly do you do here at Visible Noise?
Visible Noise is an independent record label where we look after a lot of rock and metal artists, but we also have a management company called Wise Blood Management where we foster young UK talent and then take it to the next level.
Okay, and how important do you think music is in today's British culture?
I think it's a gel that holds everything together, to be quite honest. I mean, it doesn't really matter what race, creed, nationality you are. Music's always been really important in everyone's culture, really. We specialise in rock and metal, and we also work with a little bit of electronica and soundtrack. But I mean, what I listen to is probably a lot broader than what I work on as well. Music has been saving lives for a long time. I mean, if kids are having a hard time at school, or they're being bullied, or feeling a little bit down, listening to one of their favourite bands can get them through rough times. And I mean, that goes for adults as well. But like I've said to you before, I think the startling thing about British culture is the fact that at the Olympics opening ceremony, music was really at the centre of it all. And all of the Olympic celebrations, everything's been in the parks, there's been a lot of bands playing for free. And we're not talking just like sort of just big artists, we're talking about younger artists, people who are doing more things like tribal drumming, people who are singer-songwriters. So it's not just a band that your mum and dad might want to watch sitting in the park, there's something for everybody there, definitely. So it's trying to bring everybody together too. Don't try and please everyone because you'll please nobody. But that's why it's kind of nice to have little pockets of difference so that you can go out. I mean, if you go out in London at any particular day, there'll be a million different gigs going on. You can see anything at all, from things at the Royal Festival Hall that are quite arty, things like the Barbican, to tiny little shows in Dalston and Camden.
That's great, thanks so much for talking to us today.
No problem, Barbara.
Thank you.
Till I'm over, you I'll be older, maybe be gone. You told me to look over my shoulder when times get colder. I'm not alone tonight. So what in this world keeps on happening to you? You fought in this world over nothing that was real or true. There's nothing to do, no, nothing to do. There's still a way to go till I'm over. You, I'll be older, baby, be gone. You told me to look over my shoulder when times get colder. I'm not alone tonight. So what of these times keeps on happening to us? We cried in these times over nothing, we just simply must, when nothing is true without you. There's still a way to go till I'm over. You, I'll be older, baby, be gone. You told me to look over my shoulder when times get colder. I should be home tonight. And tonight I must save myself. Tonight I might wait myself. Tonight I must save myself. Still nowhere to go till I'm over. You I'll be older. Oh baby, big oh. You taught me to look over my shoulder when times are getting colder. I'm not alone, alone tonight.
Welcome back to the Chrissy B Show. I want to have another special guest with me today, and we're also going to be showing you a video. So let's introduce D7.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Thanks so much for joining us.
No problem. Thanks.
So tell me about what you do.
Okay, I've got a few titles. I'm a creative director, I'm a choreographer, and I'm a music producer.
Okay.
So I create companies like within dance.
One of them is the D-Youngaz.
D-Youngaz, yeah.
And what's that, where did that name come from?
You know what? The D, obviously, my name, and Youngaz. It was just like the power of D, like as in determination, dreamers, everything to do with like this positive D stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, giving it to the youth and kind of creating this thing that's the Youngaz that is like become a great dance
And you
company.
do something else as well, don't you?
Yeah, I do another thing called Rebirth Network as well. That is like a Christian dance crew. Yeah, and we're just kind of just going out there and just doing our thing.
Okay, so how did you get involved in dance?
You know, I've always been into it. Michael Jackson days, you know,
Yeah.
kind of following the TV and seeing Criss Cross and everything. And I guess that whole performance element is kind of, always been there for me.
Yeah.
And then, as time went on, I kind of just got into dancing and, you know.
But how do you balance it with your studies? Because there's some some youngsters, for example, that will just focus everything on the dance and like singing and music and everything, and they kind of forget about their studies. So how do you keep that balance?
No, it's knowing that both are as important as each other. Like,
did you hear that, everybody? Both are as important as each other.
Yes, definitely.
Yes,
yeah, because at the end of the day, like, education is everything, or knowledge is, a lot. But I still believe that, imagination is even more important. So if you can keep both of them going, then you'll just be a better person.
Because one day people are going to get older and those joints aren't going to be so supple, are they? So
exactly.
you have to have something to fall back on.
That's for sure.
All right, well, let's take a look at you guys in action. Let's play this video as well of D-Youngaz.
So I'm here with a special dance group and I'm going to let them introduce themselves. So what are you called?
We are D-Y. Yeah, that stands for D-Youngaz. We're a dance crew from East London. And yeah, we're just out to kind of show the world what we do and our passion for dance.
Why did you first sort of come together as a group? What started it off? What initiated the whole group?
Well, I put the group together because I feel like there was, at the time where there wasn't nothing going on dance-wise, and there was a lot of youth kind of, I guess, out there not doing nothing, and I just wanted to give opportunity to other people to kind of learn.
If you were to break down your style, is it like hip-hop, street, breakdance? What's your like main type?
I'll just say hip-hop choreography, and yeah, theatre as well.
Not only like do you meet people in your own crew who train with you like from week to week. You become good friends as well, but you also get to meet people in other crews across the UK.
They've done Nation's Best Dance Crew, MTV, they've done did stuff for Disney as well, so they're always growing and they're doing loads of different shows, which is great. So more to come soon.
There's Barbara trying out some of the moves as well. So great moves. That's really good. So tell us about some of the things that you've been involved in then as a group.
Some of the things we've done. A few of our members did a thing on BBC called Jump Nation, which was like a jump rope competition.
Jump rope?
Yeah.
You do that as well?
I don't do that now. They did. We've done that. We've done an event at the O2 called Serious About Street Dance, which is a big event. We've done things for like Disney XD. We've done something for MTV before as well.
Oh.
And yeah, this year we've kind of embarked on something new, but I can't really say much. But yeah,
okay, so you've got future plans as well.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So what's the age group?
Age group. Well, from 8 to 20 years old. We've got about 20 members, and so they're all from different walks of life and different, dynamics and different ages and different talents. So.
And how can people actually get involved? Say if they wanted to join, can anyone join, or do you guys sit there and you make them, do a little dance in front just to check if they're all right?
No, well, we're actually opening like a new open dance class for the community. That's starting in October. So yeah, the website for that is dydance.co.uk. So yeah, people can get involved that way.
All right. So now, how do you actually keep the people in your group motivated and also disciplined? Because you don't sort of get something like that we just saw just by not practicing much and not being disciplined. So it must take a lot of hard work and like thinking of like the choreography and everything. Who's behind that, and how do you keep everyone disciplined?
No, for me, it's just keeping, I guess, the passion of what they want to do alive, like not kind of letting that fade out and giving them opportunities as well to create. I try to give everyone the opportunity to create. I don't just choreograph, I kind of let them create stuff. So
you do, so it's not just one person behind you.
And what happens with that is it keeps them, wanting more, and it kind of keeps them focused on something because they've actually got something to do instead of just following, So that's the way I find to kind of keep them going.
And have you ever been like, because obviously there's a lot of negative music out there as well, how do you keep yourself away from that? And also, what would you advise youngsters that are listening to that kind of music and maybe being influenced by it?
I would say music is powerful, definitely. But you also got to remember, a lot of people are entertainers. So their job is to entertain, don't mean it's necessarily real what they're talking about. And I think a lot of people get this misconception of, all this stuff's real, but it's not a real thing. And for me, I don't really listen to things that I feel like will be an influence to me, like something that's just always talking about the same thing, like money, cars, or girls in the wrong way. I kind of listen to rappers that I like positive. Like there's a few rappers I like Lecrae and Tripley, and people that talk about something a bit different. So
yeah, because it's really, sorry, I think it's quite pathetic, and it really irritates me, some of the things that these some rappers talk about, because it's just no point. But I get sad as well that kids do get drawn into, and actually we've got a video to show about the negative influence of music and why actually people do end up following certain types of music and lyrics that they hear, they go and do certain things. So let's take a look at this and we'll chat about it in just a minute.
Music, particularly among adolescents, is a very powerful motivator of behavior. It wasn't so long ago that an entire war was turned on the basis of youth music with Vietnam. And music was really central to the counterculture and the culture that rose up and said, we're not going to take this anymore. I don't think we should underestimate the power of music, because music touches the limbic system, or the emotional system of our brain, which actually, though slower than other parts, can overwhelm all of the other parts. Think about how we lose our mind when we fall in love. And we literally do, because of the power of the emotion. That being said, the music system has been very unresponsive even to industry-applied ratings. All that they had been willing to do was to put parental advisory on the outside of CDs. They would not print lyrics in a visible place. This is complicated by the fact that the Federal Communication Commission has strict limits on what can be broadcast over the air. And historically, the way popular music has been sold is through airplay. We can't expect a system to be put together that will perfectly protect us. We need to protect ourselves. We need to be aware that these media change us and affect us. And we need to actively understand what they're doing, how they're doing, and make choices of whether we want that to be done to us.
Okay, so people do obviously have a choice of what they listen to, but others do get sucked in. They don't realize what they're listening to. They get influenced by it. And as the gentleman was saying, you do actually end up, it's an emotional thing as well. Your emotions kind of take over. I've actually got a tweet as well, if I haven't lost it. Okay, this is from Fran, and she says, I love music, but the music that's around today is awful. Not all of it, but some of it is. Lots of negative messages conveyed in today's music. It's all about sex, drugs, money, and power. Love songs got me fantasizing and wanting to act out the lyrics. Many times I did, so that's true. So some girls really get carried away with the lyrics and they want to do everything that they hear on the songs, and then they end up with a really bad reputation, unfortunately, because they just think it's some, you know, it's some kind of game, but it's not. It ruins lives, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think, you know, music shapes our culture in general. So whatever the media are kind of pouring into us, that is what shapes our surroundings and our culture and what we think and believe and our values and, you know.
Yeah. And we have to be careful because sometimes you don't actually realise what you're listening to, because sometimes you can hear a really good beat and the music's great and you're there sort of playing it in your car and then, because I did this once, and then when I realised the lyrics of the song, because I wasn't really listening to the words, and I thought, oh my gosh, it's terrible. And I had to, you know, I stopped listening to it straight away as soon as I realised, but sometimes you don't actually realise what you're listening to, do you?
I think a lot of the music, I remember being younger and like listening to, I think it was a Missy Elliott song, and all the kids were singing it, and I didn't know what it meant at the time, but when you look back, you think, wow, that's what she was talking about, and like all these little kids.
How old were you at the time?
I was just in my teens. I can't remember how old, but I was like, it was just a bit crazy hearing like little ones sing along, but I didn't know what they were actually saying. So yeah, it's quite a deep.
So there are, you know, there are lots of negative things out there, but you always have the option of listening to something positive. You have the option of getting involved in dance groups and things like D7 has here going, and you can visit his website as well. All the details are going to be up on the Chrissy B Show website as well, chrissybshow.tv. And after the break as well, we're going to be having some more performances. They're going to be really, really great, so make sure you stay tuned. And also we're going to be featuring a charity that actually uses music to help children as well. So that's going to be really, really great. D7, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All the best for the future. And please keep us informed about the things that you're going to be doing so we can maybe follow you.
Definitely.
Right? And see what's going on. Maybe we can do some recording as well.
Yeah.
All right?
Cool.
Okay, thanks very much. We're going to go to a quick break and then we'll be back after this. Welcome back to the Chrissy B Show. I'm really enjoying myself on this program tonight. Lots of positive things, positive messages that we're putting across through the things that you're watching. And you know what? There's no reason to listen to music that encourages disruptive behavior. There's plenty of music out there with positive lyrics. So don't fall for the pressure that some artists want to put you under. It's your life, so you can be the best that you can be without having to be influenced by these artists that are just trying to make money at the end of the day. But coming up now in this segment is What Would Chrissy Do? Now, this is the part of the show where you will maybe explain to me or write into me, or sometimes we record people as well, about a situation you might be going through at the moment, and you'd like to know what I would do if I were in your place. Now, I have to say, I'm not an expert. See me as a friend that maybe you will talk to and say, Chrissy, what would you do if you're in this situation? I'm not sure quite what to do. So this time it's an email, and Amelia's going to read it for us.
Hi, Chrissy. You've got quite a concerned mother here. She says, my teenage daughter is heavily into music and dance, and it's all she seems to be interested in. The music she listens to isn't negative, and it's really good. She's good at singing and dancing, but I'm concerned about her studies. I've tried banning her from listening to music and dancing, but it doesn't work. She gets really angry. Music and dance isn't the all-be-all and end-all. What about her future? She's supposed to be starting college next year, and I really want her to start business, but it's not looking good. What would Chrissy do?
Well, it's a tricky one because obviously your daughter has a talent, right? She has something that she loves to do. Now, the last thing I would do is ban her, because that's just going to make her really angry, because it's a passion that she has. It's obviously a gift, so stopping someone from doing something that they love isn't a good move, and she'll probably not like you for it. I won't say hate you for it, but she won't like you very much for it, and she'll probably find another way of doing it anyway, and maybe dig her heels in even more. So what I would advise, what I would do if I was in your situation, I was a mum, I would probably start off by showing an interest in what she does. At least, you know, the music she's listening to isn't negative. There's plenty of horrible stuff out there. She's not into that. She's listening to positive lyrics. She's doing, you know, she's got a talent. So show an interest. Maybe go when she's performing, when she's up in her room and she's singing and she's practicing. Why don't you just make a cup of tea, go there and watch her, say, oh, that's great, honey. Just show that you care, that you really love that, and she'll be probably more open with you and talk to you about stuff as well. Now, you say that you want her to do business studies. Now, the question is that what she wants to do? Because if that's not her passion, just because you want her to do it, and if she does go ahead and do it, she's probably not going to be that good at it anyway, because it's not what she's chosen to do. So you could even, for example, find something, look into some music colleges, some performing arts colleges that she's already has that interest there. And obviously they teach other things as well. They teach obviously the normal subjects that other students learn as well. Plus she's got something that she's really interested in as well. So I would say overall, you know, don't try to stop her from doing something that she loves. If it was something negative, I'd be saying, you know, something else to you right now, but at least it's positive. Encourage her, look into some colleges maybe that she'll be more interested in. Sit down and talk with her, ask her, what would you like to do in the future? She's obviously going to say something to do with music and dance, but try and actually have a chat with her, because I'm sure if she's already looking to go into college, she's at that age where she can make her own decisions and stuff like that. But whatever you do, don't push her into doing something that she doesn't want to do, because she's not going to thank you for it. And also, get her in touch with the positive youth groups. You've seen one here today. You're going to see another one after this video that we're going to show as well. So there's lots of positive youth groups there that can help, that can encourage, that even though they're dancing and they're singing, but they're also encouraging their members to study as well, to make sure that they've got something to fall back on as well. So I hope that's helped. And if you have a question for me as well, if you have a situation that you're going through and you need to, maybe it's a bit of a dilemma, you're not quite sure what you would do, you can also email me on chris@chrissybshow.tv, and I'd love to hear from you and to try and help you out in some way as well. And don't forget, if you want to also email anything else that you're going through you'd like to talk to me about, or if you'd like to see a subject discussed on this sofa, maybe there's something that you feel would be really good to see that on the Chrissy B Show, so you feel free to email me, chris@chrissybshow.tv. And don't forget the website as well, chrissybshow.tv. We've got all the past shows on there, all the performances. We've got YouTube as well, YouTube channel there, so you can watch everything there, as well as all the blogs and stuff that we show from time to time. Now, let's go to a good cause. This one is actually a children's charity, and they use music to actually help youngsters as well. And the great thing about it is all the facilities are actually free. And then after this, we're going to have 2 more performances for you, so stay tuned.
I heard about a charity called Music for Children, where they train up young people with DJing and music production and basically give them a bit of inspiration and motivation. So we're going to go in and talk to some of the people who work here and who give the workshops. Let's go inside. So I'm here with Clary, the chairman of Music for Children. We're going to have a quick chat about the charity. So how long have you been on the chairman for the charity for?
This is, it'll be 2 years now, yes.
Okay, and was that when the charity was first established 2 years ago?
No, it's been running about 7 years now. It was been single-handedly run almost by Oz Baildon, who was the founder.
What's the main sort of objective of Music for Children? What do they try and do to help young people?
We do a lot of workshops for local children, all free, mainly in performing arts, as in we have the DJ Groove School, we have dance classes out the back, which are very popular. We're trying to fill as much of the time as we can free for the local community, mainly aimed at children.
So Simon, I believe you're involved with fundraising and also training with the workshops with the young people?
That's right, yes. Involved in Music for Children, have been probably for about 2 years now. We started running Groove School, which is a children's DJ and music workshop, and through that I met Oz and the whole Music for Children team, got involved in the world's highest gig. For the month of May this year, we went to Nepal, Kathmandu, and then embarked on a sort of 2.5-week trek up to Mira Peak Mountain, which is at 6,600 metres. And we carried a whole load of music equipment to the top of the mountain and performed a gig at the top.
Welcome to the world's highest gig, Mark 2.
What sort of things do you show them?
It's a whole real spectrum of dance music, so everything from turntables to mixing, to producing records, to teach them how to run a radio show, really the whole spectrum across all areas of dance music.
Okay, this is quite a quirky urban little area. You've got a right mix of stuff here. Where do you get all this stuff from?
Most of the furniture's sort of recycled or donated, but we use local street artists to do all this stuff.
Okay, so right now we are in the future studio, which doesn't exist yet.
Absolutely, yeah. We're looking for funding, and we're going to turn this into a recording studio so that the Groove School guys upstairs that you met can come down here and do more music production. Hard to imagine it now, but this is going to be a state-of-the-art recording studio, I hope.
So what's going on inside there?
We're very proud of this. This is a community-based radio station. You can check it out, Urban Jazz Radio. Local people from the community come in, volunteer. We teach them how to be DJs. Anybody that wants to volunteer, they want to do a show, then we teach them how to do it. Paul gives them a little course on how all the equipment works, and he just lets them go with it.
So you've shown us around and got quite an idea of what you need to do and what's been done. You've got loads of great stuff happening, but you do need some money, especially for this production studio over there.
Always need money, always need money. The orphanage always needs money. The more money we get, the longer we can keep it open.
Our website is www.musicforchildren.org.
That's great. Thank you so much for talking to us today.
That's okay. Thanks very much for coming along.
So there you go, another way that music is being used positively. Now we have Laulu from the VYG performing the track Mile Away, and also London street crew God's Gift will perform right after Laulu, and that will take us to the end of the show. Now Wednesday's show is all about steps that you can take to be happy, so make sure that you don't miss it, and please do tell all your friends. And again, if you want more information about anything about this show, you can visit chrissybshow.tv. So let's go now straight to our performance.
Looking at this long road, and it keeps on blocking me, even though I don't know. I'm tired of it all. It's stopping all my dreams, though I know it's not that far, and it's closer than it seems. I'm a mile away. Though I won't give up, though the past is catching up, and I know it'll be okay. I'm a mile away. Can't just give up, even though it seems everything and everyone has turned their back on me. I knew chasing all my dreams wouldn't be easy, but the struggles make it so hard for me to see. The finish line seems so far, but I feel so much closer than I ever been. Ain't no way nothing's gonna stop me. Forward and moving up is where you'll find me. Keep pushing, I gotta keep fighting. Ain't no way I'm losing, I gotta keep moving. Ooh, I gotta keep pushing, I gotta keep fighting. Ain't no way I'm losing. I gotta keep moving. I'm standing looking at this long road, and it keeps on blocking me even though I don't know. I'm tired of it all. It's stopping all my dreams, though I know it's not that far and it's closer than it seems. I'm a mile away. Though I won't give up, though the past is catching up, and I know it'll be okay. I'm a mile away. So many voices in my head, so sick of them trying to stop me, saying my dreams will never be reality. But I've come too far. How dare they try and stop me? So I'ma use my feet, use my hands, use my voice. There ain't no other plan. Ain't no way, nothing's gonna stop me. Forward and moving up is where you find me. I gotta keep pushing, I gotta keep fighting. Ain't no way I'm losing. I gotta keep moving. Ooh, I gotta keep pushing, I gotta keep fighting. Ain't no way I'm losing. I gotta keep moving. I'm standing looking at this long road, and it keeps on blocking me even though I don't know. I'm tired of it all. It's stopping all my dreams, and I know it's not that far, but it's closer than it seems. I'm a mile away. Though I won't give up, though the past is catching up, but I know I will be okay.